A new executive order from President Trump aims to slow Wall Street-backed investors from buying single-family homes. It's an issue that 11 Investigates has tracked for months, as thousands of Toledo properties are owned by out-of-state landlords. That's a trend that's been tied to a rise in evictions. Our Steve Iwanicki spoke with a local housing expert tonight about what this order could mean for the Toledo market. What'd you find out?
Yeah, well, Jeff, Dr. Dan Hamill at the University of Toledo says the impact in the Glass City may be modest at first, but depending on how the federal government labels large investor down the line, this order could be the start of a big shakeup in the local housing market.
There's no law on the books right now with LLCs and their ability to transfer property once they own it.
But soon there could be.
Homes are built for people, not for corporations.
President Donald Trump signed this executive order earlier this week.
I have signed an executive order banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. It's just not fair to the public.
The order tells federal agencies to stop assisting large investors in buying homes and to keep a closer eye on them. So what does this mean for the nation and Toledo?
It basically uses all means available to the federal government to slow this process. And I think in a place like Toledo, it probably will slow it significantly.
Dr. Dan Hamill is a professor at the University of Toledo with a focus in housing. He says over the past 2 decades, Lucas County has seen a sharp rise in single-family homes becoming rentals.
We went from probably somewhere, we think, around 19,000 rental units to over 30,000 rental units that are single-family I should be clear, in Lucas County.
And as a result, rent and evictions have gone up. In fact, 11 Investigates found rent in the Toledo area is up 35% since 2021, with more than 11,500 eviction cases filed in the last 2 years. Hamill says Toledo hasn't seen the extremes of bigger cities, but pressure is building.
Toledo does have increasing housing prices. It does have increasing rental costs, but not at the level of some of these, especially over the last 15 years, of some of these other cities. So we've seen less of it. Nonetheless, it is heating up.
But keep in mind, it's an executive order, not a law. Not yet. So for now, Hamill says the real question is how far the federal government goes with it. Now, President Trump said earlier today that he's calling on Congress to pass the ban into law. And Hamill says if that were to happen, he expects lots of lawsuits to follow. In studio, Steve Iwanicki, WTOL 11.